Basically, in assignment problem, we have to assign a person to their job, person to their territory, and the assignment problem either related to minimization or maximization, that is based on payoff matrix, right? For example, in this case, if we talk about uh, we have 5 machine and 5 jobs. 5 machines are M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5. If we're talking about number of jobs, there are 5 jobs, J1, J2, J3, J4, J5. Right. So the matrix, the given values in this matrix like 10, 4, 5, these are the timings. If I do job 1 from machine M1, it will take 10 minutes. If I'll do job 1 from machine M2, it will take 13 minutes. Job 1 from machine 5, it will take 8 minutes. So this is what the timings are given in this table. The first and foremost important thing is what? The problem should be minimization. The problem should be minimization, right? uh, if we're talking about the next thing, that is what problem should be balanced. Problem should be balanced. That means if we see the above problem, the data which is given in the matrix is what? The time, and we want to give minimum time to perform a job. We never think that we will give maximum time to perform any job. So this is a case of minimization. If we're talking about the case of expenses, the case of cost, it's all about minimization. If we're talking about the case related to sales, the case related to income, that with case related to profit, that will be a maximization problem. But our main concern that our problem must be minimization problem, and we have minimization problem. The second and which is most important thing is our problem must be balanced. And in this case, we have 5 machine and 5 jobs, right? That means each machine will give or doing one job, or we can say each and every job is performed by a single machine. And we have 5 machine and 5 job, that means each machine will perform one job. So the second step is also clear, that problem is balanced. Now the third step is what? Row minimization. Row minima. Okay, I'll say it is what? Row minimization. And what is row minimization? What we will do, we will find the minimum value of each row. We will find the minimum value of each row. If we will see the minimum value of first row, the minimum value of first row is what? 3, right? So what you will do, you will subtract the minimum value of first row from first rows. The minimum value of first row is what? 3. You will subtract 3 from first row. So 10 minus 3 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. And 3 minus 3 is 0. And 11 minus 3 is what? 8. So this is called row minimization. Similarly, what you will do, you will minimize the each and every rows. Like in second row, minimum value is 1. In second row, minimum value is 9. So what you will do, you will subtract 9 from second row. So 13 minus 9 is what? 4. 11 minus 9 is 2. 9 minus 9 is 0, 12 minus 9 is 3, and 10 minus 9 is 1. Now we will find the minimum value of third row, that is what, 1. That means we have to subtract 1 from each element of third row. So 12 minus 1 is 11, 3 minus 1 is 2, 10 minus 1 is 9, 1 minus 1 is 0, and 9 minus 1 is 8. Now what we will do, we will find the minimum value of fourth row, that is what, 1. So it is what, 8, 0, 10, 3, and 7. If we talk about the last row, that means fifth row, the minimum value is what? Minimum value is 3. And what you will do, subtract 3 from each element of fifth row. So 8 minus 3 is 5, 6 minus 3 is 3, 7 minus 3 is 4, and 3 minus 3 is 0, and 10 minus 3 is what? 7. This is called row minima. Now what we will do, after creating this new table, we will go for next step, that is what? Column minima or column minimization. Column minimization. And what we will do in column minimization, uh, we will find the minimum value of each column. We will find the minimum value of each column. Earlier we are working on rows, now we are working columns. So in first column, the minimum value is 4. So what happened? Subtract 4 from first column, because of in this column, in first column, minimum value is 4. So subtract it from the first column. So 7 minus 4 is what? 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. 11 minus 4 is 7. 8 minus 4 is 4. And 5 minus 4 is 1. Right. Now, what about in the next case? The minimum value of second column is what? 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1, 2 minus 0 is 2. That means this column remains same because of the minimum value is what? 0. In third column, again minimum value is 0. That means this column remains same, 2, 0, 9, 10, and 4. And fourth column, minimum value is 0. Again, this column remains same. That is what? 0, 3, 0, 3, 0. And last column, the minimum value is 1. So values will be 7, 0, 7, 6, 6. This is called column minima. This is called column minima. Now what is the next step? In this case, we will draw line. Draw lines. And draw lines, how we will draw line? We will draw either horizontal line or vertical line. We will draw either horizontal line or vertical line. Got your point? We will draw either horizontal line or vertical line, but these lines should be what? Minimum lines. Minimum lines we have to draw, right? Now, and what in what manner we will draw minimum lines to cover all zeros. I have to cut all zeros. I have to cut all zeros to draw minimum line. But that means with the help of minimum line, I have to cut all zero. If I'll draw this line, so with the help of this line, I cut how many zeros? 3 zeros. If I'll draw this line, So with the help of this line, I can cut 3 zeros. Now you can see there is 1 zero left. Either you can draw horizontal or vertical. So I'll draw horizontal line, right? So how many lines are there? There are 3 lines, and with the help of 3 lines, I cover all zeros, right? So with the help of 3 lines, I cover all zeros. If you will see, there is one condition. What is that condition? That condition is number of lines must be must number of line must be equals to number of rows or columns. What happened? The number of line must be equals to number of row or columns. This is very important. The number of lines must be equals to number of rows or columns. So if you will see, we have 3 lines, and number of rows and columns are how many rows and columns? 5. So number of lines are 3, number of row and columns are 5. So it is not equal. Then what we will do? This is the case. What we will do? So there is some thing, that is what, find minimum value of free numbers. Find the minimum value of free numbers. And free numbers are what? Which is not covered by line. The important thing is what? Free numbers. Free numbers are those number which is not covered by line. So 3, if we're talking about minimum, free numbers are 3, 1, 2, 7, 7, 2, 9, 7, 1, 3, 4, and 6. These are what? These are free numbers. And if you will see, the minimum value of free number is what? 1. The minimum value of free number is what? 1. Then what we will do? After finding the minimum value of the free number, we will add. We will add this number. Where we will add? Where lines are intersecting. Where lines are intersecting. Right. We will subtract this numbers where free numbers are there. That is, we will add 1 where line are intersecting. We will subtract where free number exists. If no change, no change. Where no change? Where line are passing. Right. It is very simple. What you have done, because of number of line is not equals to number of row or column, then we have to do something, because of we have to make it equal. So what should we do? We will find the minimum value from free numbers. First of all, you have to identify the free numbers. So free numbers are those number which is not covered by line. Free numbers are those numbers which is not covered by line. So 3, 1, 2, 7, 7, 2, 9, 7, 1, 3, 4, 6. These are free numbers, right? And in free numbers, the minimum value is 1. So I write it over here. The minimum value is 1. And what we have to do with this one? We will add this free number where line are intersecting. You can see on this point 3 line are intersecting. On this point 3 line are intersecting. Yes or no? If we're talking about uh, the this 3, the next 3, again line are intersecting. Again line are intersecting. Clear? Now what we have to do, you just add this one at these position, right? So I'm going to write it again, just a minute. So you can see on this point line are intersecting. On this point lines are intersecting. So I will write 3 plus 1 is 4, and on this number 3 plus 1 is 4, because of numbers are intersecting. If we're talking about the first number, that is 3, so on this number what is actually happening? That is what? 3. It is a free number. So what you will do, you will subtract 1 from, because of you can subtract from free numbers. You can subtract from free numbers. So what you will do, subtract 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is what? 2. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. 2 minus 1 is what? 1. 0, we have line on 0. That means number remains same. 7 minus 1 is 6. That means where you will find the line are intersecting, where you will find the line are intersecting. So what you will do, add that minimum number. If line is just passing, you will remain that number as it is. If that number is free, you will subtract the minimum value. If we're talking about the second row, we know on these two numbers, on this numbers, line are what happened? Passing. Lines are passing. So what we will do, if numbers remain same, 0, 2, 0, because of line intersection, it's already added 1 into 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4, and line are passing, that is what? 0. If we talk about the next is what? Free number. So it becomes 7 minus 1 is 6, 2 minus 1 is 1, 9 minus 1 is 8, and 0, because of line is passing as it is. 7 minus 1 is 6. If we talk about the next, because of line is passing, numbers remain same. 4, 0, 10, and on that number 3, line are intersecting. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and 6 as it is, because of line is passing. And the last row, because of it is number free, they are free numbers, like 1, 3, 4 are free numbers. To subtract 1 from these numbers, so it becomes 1 minus 1, 0, 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 minus 1 is 3, and line is passing, that is why 0, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So what happened, because of number of lines are not equals to number of row and column which we draw, and we have to draw minimum line. The another problem is what? We have to draw minimum line. That is why what we did, and that is why what we did, uh, we do this operation. We find the minimum value of free number and add that number where line are intersecting, and from free number subtract it, and if line is passing, that means there is no change. There is no change, right? All of you. Now what we will do, we will create next table. But before creating next table, again we have to check that lines are equal or not. The lines are equal or not. I'm going to draw again line. Until unless whenever you will not get line, number of line equals to number of row and column, you have to draw. But how you will draw? You have to draw minimum line. So I will draw this line, because of I am covering 3 zeros. Then I can draw this line. With the help of this, I can cover 2 0. Then I can draw this line. With the help of this, I can cover 2 0, and this is remaining, one remain. Either you can draw horizontal or vertical line. I draw horizontal line. Oh my god, again number of line are what? 4 lines, but we required 5 lines because of there are 5 rows and columns. So what should we do? We have to do the same process. Just tell me what is the minimum value of free number? Minimum value of free numbers. The minimum value of free number is 1. You can see 2, 1, 6, 6, 8, 6, 4, 10, 6. So minimum value is 1. So minimum value of from free number is what? 1. So what we have to do, we will do the same process which we discussed previously. So in this case, it is what? So 2 minimum is 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Number line is passing. That is why 0. Again, it become 1 minus 1, 0. Line is passing. That is why 0. 6 minus 1 is 5. Right. And the next row on 0 line is passing as it is. On 2 lines are intersecting. So 2 plus 1 is what? 3 because of line are intersecting. 0 as it is because of line is passing. 4 plus 1, 5 because of line are intersecting. 0 line is passing as it is. If we're talking about the third row, the number is free because of 6 is a free number. Because of there is no line, there is no intersection. So 6 minus 1 is 5. Line is passing. That is why as it is 8 minus 1, that is what? 7. And 0 as it is, line is passing. 5 because of lines are intersect line that is free number. If we're talking about next row, now it is difficult for me. What I'll do, right? So it is tough. So now what we will do, M4 line is passing, not passing free number 3, line is passing 0. 10 minus 1 is 9. 4 as it is. 6 minus 1 is 5. If we're talking about the 5, so 0. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 as it is. And 0 plus 1 is 1 because of line are intersecting, and 5 as it is because of lines are passing. So what happened? We create the table. We create the table. Again, we will draw lines. Let's see that number of lines are equals to number of row or column or not. So I'm going to draw line to first row 3. We have 3 zeros in first row. I will draw this. Then in second row, again, we have 3 zeros. I'll draw it. Then in each row, or we can say column, we have single zero. So I will draw all horizontal line, right? So finally we got how many lines? 5 lines. You can draw in any of the manner, but the purpose of this is what you have to draw minimum line. Agreed. Now what we will do, I will draw line in different manner so that you can understand it. Suppose you draw line like this is what 3, this is what 2, this is what 2, they remain 1. You can draw like this. Remain 1, you can draw either horizontal or vertical, it doesn't matter. Again, we have 5 lines, so it doesn't matter. Now we are going to assign the job. We have M1, we have M2, we have M3, we have M4, and we have M5. We have M5, right? So how we will allot it? There is a particular system. What is the method? The method is, you just find the minimum value in the each row, zero, number of zero in the each row. If you will see in the number of zeros in first row, 1 2 3, we have 3 zeros. Just leave it because of it is a confusion. On the place of zero we will allot it. I'm considering zero as option. I'm considering zero as option. OPTIONS, options. Zero as options. So how many options M1 have? Three options. Just leave it. If we're talking about M2, again three options. Just leave it. If we're talking about M3, M3 has only one option. Yes, that means M3 has only one option. So definitely I will choose M3 first, right? So M3 will get J4. M3 will get J4. If M3 will get J4, that means the option with J4 is not usable. I will cut it because of this another zero na. So I will cut that zero because of I'm not going to give J4 to M1. Just leave it. Now check M4. How many zero? One zero. Only one option. You just allot it. One option. That means M4 will get J2. M4 will get J2. If M4 will get J2, that means J2 will not get to M1. So again, it is cut. If we talk about the J5, M5, M5 has only single zero. M5 only single zero. That means we are going to give job 1 to M5. M5, job 1 will get M5. If J1 will get to M5, that means J1 is not going to allot M2. That is why cross it. Or simple method, if I'm going to allot J1 to M5, I will see the corresponding row and column. The rest of zero, I will cut it. Right. Now see the M1. If you will see the M1, there is one zero. Two zeros is already cut. There is one zero remaining. Allot that zero. Right. That means M1 will get J3 and the corresponding zero cut it. Now M2 has remaining only one zero. That is what? J5. That means M2 will get J5. So this is what allotment. And what is this allotment? That M1 will get J3, M2 will get J5, M3 will get J4, M4 will get J2, and M5 will get J1. If you will see the first table, if you will see the first table, that is M1 will get J3, M1 will get J3, M1 will get J3. That is what we are going to give 5 minutes. It will take 5 minutes because of job 3 is performed by M3. So like from the first table, we will choose the timings, the corresponding timings of it. And that is what M3, M1 will get J3. That means 5 minutes. M2 will get J5. That is what 10 minutes. And M4, M3 will get J4, M3 J4, that is what 1 minute, M4 J2, M4 J2 again 1 minute, and M5 J1, that is what 8 minutes. That means how much time we are going to spend, the total time. The total time is what? 5 plus 10, 15, 15 plus 10, 25. That means we are going to spend total 25 minutes to perform these jobs with the help of these machines, right? So it is all about the assignment problem, and we discussed few questions earlier. uh, I request you just go through the remaining question which we discussed in last lecture, and I'm sharing those videos also after this video, right? So I hope so that it is clear to everyone.